State officials on Friday unveiled perhaps their most eagerly anticipated pandemic-related guidelines, which will steer California into a new, fully reopened age. Come June 15, Californians will wake up to a world that looks nothing like the last year plus, one where businesses can open their doors without COVID-19 constraints on capacity or requirements for physical distancing, and where people who are fully vaccinated no longer need to wear masks in most situations. California also will align with recommendations from the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention when it comes to travel, according to Dr. Mark Ghaly, the state's Health and Human Services Secretary. The big message today is we're at a place with this pandemic where those requirements of the past are no longer needed for the foreseeable future, he said during a briefing. Regardless of the updated regulations, the state will not be eliminating COVID awareness. Ghaly emphasized that, "We will be watching closely to determine if and when we need other public health protections to come back into place." Governor Gavin Newsom foreshadowed the announcement Thursday, telling reporters that, with the new guidance, people can really paint that future and see themselves in it. Post masks and post any modification in this blueprint, referring to the system of color-coded tiers that has guided reopenings statewide for the last 9 months. Though June 15 has been billed as California's full reopening date, it remains somewhat unclear until now under what circumstances modifications might remain. Initially, the plan was to keep the state's mask mandate in place, but officials this week instead announced that Californians who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 will be allowed to go mask-free in most indoor settings starting June 15, a move that will bring the state into alignment with recent CDC guidance. Employers also will still be subject to any relevant standards handed down by the California Division of Occupational Safety and Health, known as OSHA. The State Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board was scheduled Thursday to consider a proposal that would have allowed workers to return to their jobs without social distancing or face masks as long as everyone in a room is vaccinated, but members postponed a decision given the changes coming next month. A full reopening also doesn't necessarily mean an immediate return to pre-pandemic normal. Some people may still opt to wear masks or otherwise moderate their behavior to minimize risk. And working from home could become more common at some companies. The last 14 or 15 months have been transformational, not only from a health perspective, but from an economic perspective as we've seen things like remote work and new tools for jobs and workplaces rethink how they operate. Dee Dee Myers, senior advisor to Newsom and director of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, said during Friday's briefing.